Good morning, all. Camelback Trading 2724 and the Pit Futures Trading.com coming to you this Tuesday morning, January 21st. We're looking at the market profile of the SPY ETF here on Window Trade the last 2 or 3 days. And right now, the market is coming into what I thought we would get at some point in the very near future into balance. Remember, we went out with huge price probes on both Thursday and Friday. But the big difference, Thursdays closed at the top, Fridays came right back in to their day's range, kind of rejecting the price probe. And the question at that point was, is this excess? Well, we weren't going to know until this morning, right? And the two most important parts of trading are excess and balance. Well, if this is excess, now we're coming into balance. Does this make the market bad? Absolutely not. Did I take that position, the put position, starting on Thursday and adding on Friday, because I think the market was bad? I did not. Took it because I thought the market was starting to get stretched out, specifically on the daily, and we'd come into some sort of balance. So the buyers had the ball in their court basically forever, especially the last 2 days. Now I have it in my court, and I have to see what I want to do with it this morning. We have an all-time high in the regular trading hours for the first time in a long time that have held. Now, do I expect to gap lower, have an island top at the all-time high, and then go straight down? I do not. Remember, I said when we hit our all-time high, odds are you're not going to even know it. So something like this with a gap higher and then a gap lower, I don't think that's the neon lights that's going to be flashing. Top is in, and that's it. So no, I do not believe that. I do believe we should get some more to the downside at some point. The only thing that right now that would change my mind is if we fill the gap, get back in, and get back into the price probe from Friday. We've been hovering right around the price probe from Thursday. That's a fairly large one. So I expect buyers to be there, at least in the beginning. I don't think this gap will hold, but more importantly is what happens if we attempt to get back into Friday's range and where we get if we do. All right, so let's go over destinations and the game plan. So right now, with just over an hour to go prior to the opening, we'll use Friday's low of 331.07. We're going to use it on both sides in case we gap lower. Then above that, remember, we were 13 wide. 13 out of 13 at 331.60. So if you do get accepted back into Friday's range, there's good odds you're going to go back and trade at that 13 wide. Okay? And then above that, where you had the price probe that would be used on the downside at 331.82, I would certainly look at that as an upside reference point, because if you get above that and get accepted back into the price probe, then odds are that excess isn't going to hold, and it's not excess at all. And then we have Friday's high, an all-time high, and weekly high of 332.18 for the downside. Since we still have an hour to go, I'm going to use Friday's low of 331.07. Then fill in the gap at 330.92. It's only a 15-point gap, and as of right now, they're filling it. Then we have the price probe at 330.24 from Thursday. Below that, I had a trend day on Thursday. The ES did not. Very small set. 330.17 gets filled at 14. So if the price probe gets filled from Thursday, those single prints are going to get filled. Then below that, we had 10 wide at 329.92. And then we had the daily low and poor low of 329.45, filling that other gap at 329.02. It's a 43-point gap. And then below that, we have 328.53, 9 wide from the 15th. And then 327.26, which is a daily low. So what's the game plan for this morning? So we're looking at gap lower right now. Not a tremendous gap by any means. It's only been about 30 cents or so. I don't think I want to take a quick put position right away because you have that price probe from Thursday. Doesn't mean I want to be a buyer either. I think this is a good point. You're going to have a really nice battle area here, I believe, between Friday's low and the price probe from Thursday. I think you're gonna. I wouldn't doubt you might trade down past it. You might trade up above it, but I think you're gonna trade inside this price probe for at least a couple of time frames before either the buyers or sellers decide who's gonna win out and take control for the day. So I'm gonna let them battle that out, most likely in A period. Remember, I'm totally putting that put play totally on the side. It's totally separate from what I want to do today. Remember, I was short some really good size from Thursday and Friday. My two trades on Friday were longs. I was long in A, I was long in D period. So I'm putting that trade aside. I'm talking about what I want to do this morning. Okay, I might end up being a buyer here. If we taper off and hold this price probe and then start one time framing up in B, I might be a buyer for the day, at least for that time frame. But I think we're going to battle inside of here, so I'm going to wait for more market generated information, I believe, prior to taking any trade. If, however, in the next hour we open inside here and hold the day's low, there's like I said, very good odds you're going to trade up to that 13 wide POC. So I might go long there because we'd be in balance and take a call play back up to the POC. So those are the two things I'd be looking for right now. Chart-wise, 2 weeks to go in the month, one time framing up 2 months. This would be month 3. We have the gap, very healthy. Weekly, one time framing up for 2 weeks. We have the gap way below us. Again, all 3 time frames have gaps. Right now, very healthy. We'd have to take out 325.92 to stop the one-time framing up in a weekly. Not saying it can't happen or won't happen down the road, but as of right now, still very healthy. Daily. Now, again, we had that bad tick. That's another thing. We had 2 bad ticks right around where I'm trading at 330.85. So I changed it and it came right back to that bad tick. But right now, it looks like we're going to fill the gap and get right to that bad tick where we had. It's amazing how they migrate to those. Although I do have some way below that still have not been hit for the first time in a long time. So we were one time framing up for 5 days. Right now, it looks like the odds are going to favor stop one time framing up and come into balance, which is what I was looking for in the daily. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.